Hanging is one of the best stretches for your body.
Expect to increase grip strength, decrease shoulder pain, and move freely. Thanks to the magic of gravity, your posture and flexibility will improve too. This video explains how long you should spend hanging, the best hanging variations, and much more.
Hey everyone, Daniel Vadnal, a physio with 15 years of experience. Hanging has been something that I've used for years to make myself feel better. Before we discuss the benefits in depth, here's a technique breakdown.
Hanging is simply a straight arm suspension of our body weight. There's two main techniques, the passive hang and the active hang.
The passive hang is relaxed.
Allow the shoulders to rise up towards your ears and let gravity do its thing. This hang works wonders for stretching the shoulder ligaments,
creating more space for your rotator cuff to move freely.
The passive hang is ideal for people who have strong yet inflexible shoulders, who want more range of motion. If you have healthy shoulders without any injury or pain, the passive hang should be safe when done progressively.
The active hang uses muscle tension.
Engage the shoulders down away from the ears, fighting against the weight of your body and gravity. Try and pinch your shoulder blades together into retraction to keep your shoulders sucked into the sockets.
The value of active hangs is they build straight arm scapular strength.
With muscle hangs, you're improving stability by teaching all the surrounding muscles, ligaments, and capsule of the shoulder to work in harmony. The active hang is a better choice for people with shoulder pain, instability, dislocations, or a history of injury. Otherwise, if you're new to hanging or a weak overhead, play it safe and keep it active.
When hanging, take a pronated grip with your hands around shoulder width apart.
Wrap your thumbs under when hanging to best use your gripping muscles.
Be sure to keep the core relaxed when hanging for time.
This allows the upper body to be engaged and the shoulders to be stable and strong.
The best way to start hanging is with your feet supported on the ground.
Supported hangs allow you to be in complete control over the intensity. The good news is you can hang for much longer like this because we're managing less body weight. This method is helpful for beginners to build their grip strength, shoulder strength, and flexibility.
Even people doing advanced hangs should use feet support to scale the difficulty.
Hanging from a bar is a good choice for people with hypermobility, flexible shoulders, or who lack strength.
The instability of the rings works wonders for my fellow meatheads with tight but strong shoulders.
Oh yeah, don't slide yourself out of the hang slowly when exiting. This is the main reason for sensitive skin and rib calluses. Simply release and drop out of the hang and your hands will thank you.
Later on I'm going to show you some more ways to hang, but first, here are the benefits of hanging.
Hanging simply feels good. When I hang daily, my body just seems to function better across the board. Breathing is easier and hanging stretches out my tight lat and ab muscles. Afterwards, my joints feel like a well-oiled machine, especially my back and neck. Credit goes to Dr. Kirsch for making hanging popular. He's an orthopedic surgeon who explains the science of hanging. He states that being sedentary is a common cause of shoulder pain. By not moving our shoulders overhead, the AC joint of the scapula atrophies and it bends down over time. The theory being that the rotator cuff has less space to move and this can lead to impingement symptoms. Hanging works because with the arms overhead, we push the head of the humerus into the acromion of the shoulder blade. With enough time spent hanging, this flattens the hook and can stretch the ligaments, creating more space for the underlying muscles and tendons. Therefore, hanging may change our anatomy and alleviate shoulder pain in some people. Dr. Kirsch prescribes 90 seconds of hanging per day. I respectfully disagree. I don't think this is enough time and it sells the average person short. My recommendation is going to come later on. Now, these are some bold claims made in a textbook that I'd like to see backed up by peer-reviewed research. There's clearly more to pain and function than structural changes to the shoulder. However, there's been so much anecdotal evidence of hanging working for people that it's difficult to skip.
I've personally used hanging to rehab my shoulders and overcome injury.
When I was struggling with a painful arc and shoulder impingement, daily hanging helped. I believe the activation of the surrounding muscles down-regulated the pain I felt. After a partial tear of my rotator cuff at the gym, I once again used hanging to build load tolerance in my shoulders. Regardless of the mechanism of how it works, the stimulus from hanging brought me a host of benefits beyond just pain.
The changes to my posture are instant after hanging.
If you're like me, most of your day is spent sitting. Being flexed over with a hunchback feels like trash after a while, making my spine stiff. Hanging is the most effective way to decompress the spine, literally making you feel taller straight away. Here's an embarrassing secret. Before a job interview or first date, I'd hang beforehand for peak posture.
Hanging will make your grip and forearm strength skyrocket.
After all, the hands serve as a link to our elbows, shoulders, and kinetic chain of our body. If your grip is weak, how can you expect to move your body or lift heavy weights?
There's a correlation between grip strength and pulling performance.
Think about rock climbers as an example. They are experts at hanging in a variety of ways. It's no surprise they have a gorilla grip and freakish pulling strength.
Did you know that a weak grip may be limiting your potential?
A deficiency in hanging usually manifests as weak pulling strength. For many beginners who struggle with pull-ups, they likely can't hang on two arms for 30 seconds. If you have lofty goals of one-arm pull-ups, don't skip your homework either. Being able to hang with one arm for 30 seconds is also a prerequisite.
By just hanging on the regular, this makes sure that your grip isn't a bottleneck, and this applies to everyone.
Now, if you're dealing with elbow pain and tendinopathy, consider hanging to improve tissue resilience. Besides, grip strength is one of the main predictors of mortality in the elderly.
We want to live long and functional lives as we age. So keep on hanging.
Do you want to unlock bodyweight strength and skill? Master calisthenics with Fitness FAQ's workouts. You'll be given the best workout programs and access to a motivated community of like-minded people. Shop fitnessfaqs.com now to become a bodyweight beast.
Hanging is magic for improving overhead flexibility.
Thanks to weighted stretching, we get lasting changes in our range of motion. By resisting the traction force coming from gravity and our body weight, hanging is more effective than most other stretches. Hanging has been a game changer for improving my handstands. This is reflected in more open shoulders. My handstand line is more stacked, and it makes the exercise feel easier to do.
Hanging is also effective for improving shoulder stability.
This increased strength means your shoulders can better handle overhead ranges of motion with confidence. Hanging has noticeable transfer to strength exercises like the military press and pull-ups too.
As we know, hanging has the power to replace shoulder weakness with freedom of movement.
Hanging can help forge a pair of capable shoulders, ready for the demands of hard training. From a muscle strength perspective, hanging targets the rotator cuff and lower trap muscles, which are important areas for well-rounded shoulders.
Hanging can also reduce pain and improve function.
The beauty of the human body is the power it has to heal itself. Despite an injury to a shoulder muscle or structure, the body can make use of other areas to regain function. For example, a rotator cuff tear is like a hole in a piece of paper. All of the surrounding muscles can still transmit force, meaning you can feel fine despite a tendon tear.
Besides, if we progress our tissue loading with hanging, we can make our body more robust. So be patient and optimistic.
It's nice knowing we have the power to change our body with hanging on our terms, not defaulting to surgery or needing others to fix us.
Alright, how long should you be hanging to get the benefits?
5 minutes of total time spent hanging per day is the sweet spot. Now, this 5 minutes hanging isn't to be treated as a workout. You're not trying to max out every set. Instead, do sub-maximal hangs short of fatigue, doing many sets throughout the day. I want you to treat hanging as a habit. Daily hygiene for the shoulders, like brushing your teeth. If you're working from home, hang between toilet breaks to get your total time in, or sprinkle in some hanging between meals in the morning, afternoon, and evening.
I don't think hangs of less than 20 seconds are enough to create change.
Besides, doing 15 sets to reach 5 minutes isn't practical either. Your goal is to hang for around 45 to 60 seconds per set, give or take. This way, you only have to hang for around 7 to 5 sets to accumulate 5 minutes hanging.
I'm confident everyone can manage at least 30 seconds supported hangs. It's not that bad.
Of course, just use this hanging protocol as a guideline. You can auto-regulate the time up or down based on your level. Feel free to skip a day or two each week if you need a rest. What matters is you hang most days of the week, most of the time.
Keep yourself accountable with a stopwatch.
This ticking timer gives you friendly encouragement to hang for at least 30 seconds or more. You'll also know when you've hit the total goal of 5 minutes hanging for the day.
What gets measured gets managed. Use a stopwatch to make sure you're not doing too little or too much.
Hanging isn't going to transform you unless it's done consistently. Try a 30-day challenge of hanging every day for 5 minutes and you'll notice a difference.
Now I'd love to share with you my favorite ways to hang, from easy to hard.
The basic two-arm hang can be done using a variety of grip widths. Changing things up not only keeps hanging fun, it also stresses your shoulders in different ways for complete adaptation. You'll minimize overuse aches and promote a holistic shoulder with variety. Sideways swings are a nice intro to brachiation. Shifting side to side is a progression towards one-arm hanging and swinging. This movement combines active and passive hangs in a rhythmic fashion. The sideways swings offer the dynamic shoulder benefits of monkey bars without needing them. The alternating hang takes things a step step further. You're now bearing all of the weight on one arm for a moment and then switching arms. This is the hanging equivalent of rest pause or myo reps for my fellow geeks out there. This technique is perfect for people trying to bridge the gap between the 2-arm and 1-arm hang. You'll progress unilateral strength faster and spend more time hanging using this method. The single arm hang is humbling to say the least. Prerequisites being a 2-arm hang for at least 90 seconds and proficiency with alternating sides. The single arm hang is high risk, high reward. You'll get a savagely strong grip, but the potential for a golfer's elbow is real. Be mindful of how much single arm work that you're doing. Please scale up your hold times gradually. Listen to your body and you should be fine. Weighted hangs boost all of the benefits of hanging. You need to be sensible with weighted hangs, especially if they're used in a grease the groove daily fashion. Remember, the goal is to keep the sets sub-maximal, short of fatigue. Avoid doing weighted hangs less than 30 seconds as part of your daily practice because it's likely too intense. On the other hand, if you want to train your grip in an actual workout, by all means, go heavy and go hard on your weighted hangs. The hanging cobra is something that I really like for flexibility. The back bend uses your entire posterior chain from head to toe. This hang gives a serious ab and hip flexor stretch too. Be sure to twist your body around to find areas of tightness and sink deeper with each passing breath. Don't forget to apply what you've learned today about progressing difficulty to hanging cobras as well. The neutral grip hang is friendly on the shoulders, elbows, and wrists. This option is agreeable for people dealing with some kind of injury. I also like neutral grip hangs if I've been doing some intense upper body workouts, as they don't stress the shoulders too much. Of course, find ways to tweak your neutral grip technique and find what feels most comfortable for you. The arch active hang looks weird, but it works. With straight arms, lift the chest up and tense everything from your back to glutes, arching backwards as much as you can. This builds serious straight arm scapular strength. It can be held for time or repeated for reps. Arch active hangs are a great accessory for improving your muscle ups, front levers, and other pulls. The eagle hang targets shoulder internal rotation. This reverse grip should give an uncomfortable but not painful stretch. Start wide and narrow your hands over time to progressively intensify things. This one is useful for people chasing flexibility and range of motion in their shoulders. It's niche, but nice in the right context. I must admit, I'm not someone who is naturally flexible, despite what it might seem on video. It took me many months to get to this level, and you have to know that you need to use patience and consistency to get here. If I can adapt to the eagle hang, I know you can too. This strange looking hang is proof we can adapt. We can forge a strong body if shown how. Now, when it comes to daily hanging, just do the basic hanging exercises so you can get your time in. Keep the advanced hanging exercises for your actual workout, given the fatiguing nature.
To make hanging a habit, make it convenient.
If the only time you can hang is when at the gym, you'll end up doing tons of hanging in a short time, which defeats the purpose. I recommend everyone install a doorway pull-up bar in your house. This way, you have a visual reminder to hang on the regular as part of your daily routine.
Rings are another option which can be installed easily.
By having our equipment available anywhere, anytime, we can get our hanging snacks in without friction. Rings are a personal favorite because they move freely. You can take advantage of the circumduction capacity of the shoulder, exploring the ball and socket joint by rotating and twisting to explore tight spots.
Otherwise, get creative and find ways to hang.
You don't need fancy equipment, just a desire to improve how your body feels and functions. Stop making excuses. Find solutions to make hanging a habit and take ownership of your health. For people dealing with serious injury, be sensible and chat to a professional in person to get the help you deserve. I have to say the obvious, hanging doesn't make you strong at everything or fix all pain. I wish it was that simple, but hanging is a smart idea alongside other exercises for well-rounded shoulders. I'd love to hear how hanging has helped you. Real stories motivate me to keep consistent, so please comment.
I hope this video opens your eyes to the power of hanging. Enjoy the lifelong habit.